gaming, tech, Linux. I don't know where to start. So I think maybe the best place to start, honestly, is probably with like the Nvidia GPU stuff. And I I think a lot of people just didn't realize because Nvidia kind of took center stage. But in case you were unaware, AMD also announced some GPUs. I don't think I've seen a single person talk about them. I've seen people be like, oh, AMD didn't announce any GPUs at CES. No, they literally did. No, like, they actually did announce GPUs, but, like, no one cared. At all. I think the reason no one cared is twofold. One is the price of the top-end NVIDIA GPU, $2,000 US. I remember when the Titan came out. Remember when the Titan came out and people were like, oh my god, it's $1,000 GPU. Titan launch. NVIDIA Titan launch. Sorry, $1,200. Or is this the... No, this was the Titan XP. I don't... Wait, is this... Yes, this is the original Titan. Back... Oh my god, it was back during the 680 era. Yeah. That was $999. This thing came out, people were like, oh my god, that is so expensive for a GPU. Remember GPUs were small? This was the top-end compute GPU. Look how many slots it takes. You can fit this in like a micro ITX system. Maybe not that, but maybe not small. But like you can fit this in a normal size computer, and then look at like the top end cards today, and it's like, oh, this is a 7-slot it's not actually a 7-slot, but like it's a 4-slot GPU. Like what are you saying? What do you mean it's a 4-slot GPU? Stop it. Make smaller cards. Anyway, yeah, so AMD also announced GPUs. They also have their FSR4 upscaling. We'll do another rant about upscaling nonsense in a moment, but this is the 9070 XT and the 9070. These will be available in Q1 this year, so sometime before March. I don't think they actually announced this specific day it will be available. Also, this is the other reason why no one's talking about it. They are offering performance similar to the 4070 Ti and the 4070. With the new NVIDIA cards literally being announced the day after that. With much, much higher performance. Now, obviously, until we see actual third-party reviews like your Gamers Nexus and people like that look at these cards, take every single thing that is being said by the developer of the cards with a giant grain of salt. It is in their best possible interest to maybe not lie about the card, but be less than honest. Present things in a way where it puts it in the best possible light, where it's like, we're gonna test on a very well-known performing game with this very specific set of settings, with this specific hardware configuration, sometimes even using different versions of DLSS. I'm looking at you, NVIDIA. So that's the other thing. So we also have the performance with the 5090 and the 5070. So the 5090, I wonder if we're seeing anyone actually repeating the claim. Double. Okay, at least The Verge is not repeating the claim. So there are two very bullshit claims, we'll call them, that are being made by NVIDIA. The first is that I wonder if they're saying... No, okay, they're actually being sensible. Do they... 4090. A bit, blah, blah, blah. Oh, no. Okay, they say 2 times, not double. Take back everything I said positive about The Verge. They are also using bullshit numbers. Okay, so the first claim the 5090 has double the performance of the 4090. The second claim is the 5070 has the same performance as the 4090, but also is only $549, whereas the 4090, what is the 4090 MSRP? Is it like 1100? MSRP, nope, take back everything. Jesus Christ. 50, or is that Australian pricing? No, wait, did they MSRP at $1,599? So, okay. Yeah, the claim is the 5070 is the same performance as the 4090, but is basically a third of the MSRP. Now, obviously, MSRP isn't the sale, like the price you're going to get the cards at from the like actual third-party board integrators. MSRP is Nvidia's price, which is the bullshit price. When they add their additional fans on things like that, the price will be higher, but it's still going to be a lot cheaper than the 4090 was. Again, keep in mind, these numbers are being presented in a way to look as good as is physically possible. A great example of this is the way they're presenting the numbers for the the numbers for the 5090 versus the 4090. So this is from Nvidia's own demo. So 4090, 106 FPS. 5090, 239 FPS. I believe this is Cyberpunk, like, fully maxed out. Now, notice this little bit right here. DLSS 3.5 versus DLSS 4. So it's comparing basically apples for oranges. Is not even comparing the same thing. Now, do they show it in this video? No. Okay, but there is... Okay, let me show you the other video then, the Nick Tech video, because that one actually shows you what the numbers are closer to be like in the real world. So, I'm gonna mute that. Now, where is it? Okay. Oh, wait, so it's on their website. Hold up. Let me just go to their website. I didn't realize it was just on their website. I thought it was like a marketing slide somewhere. GeForce 5090. Here? Is that it? Are the graphs here? Yes. Okay, here we go. Here's the actual graph. Cool. So, here is the actual performance of the card. Without DLSS on, fully maxed out Cyberpunk, it is 28 FPS. Now, if we... Can I just search 40 series 4090? Does their site work like that? Yes, it does. Thank you for having a reasonable website with things laid out sensibly. Here is the here is the 4090 performance. DLSS off, 21 FPS. So, if you are comparing the DLSS numbers, the DLSS 4 versus DLSS 3.5 on the 4090 and the 5090, yes, you will get double the performance. However, if we're not talking about fake frames and frame generation and all this bullshit, it's about 35-40% faster, which, you know, is a big upgrade. Don't get me wrong, it's a big upgrade. It's not double, though. It is not double. And the same thing can be said when we're talking about the 5070 versus the 4090. With DLSS, it has about the same performance. But I believe it has... How much VRAM does it have? NVIDIA 5070 VRAM. Is it 12 gig? Is that the number? Ah, wait, they have both of them here. Awesome, thank you. Where is the VRAM? Here we go. Okay, so the 5070 is 12 gigabytes of VRAM, whereas the 4090 is 24 gigabytes. Now, to be fair, this card is going to be a lot cheaper to run, because I believe it has a much lower, yeah, it has a way, way lower TDP. Right? I'm not saying the 5070 is going to be a bad card. It seems like it's going to be a great card. However, the claims are a little bit, just a tiny little bit bullshit. Again, I would be waiting until, like, Gamers Nexus or someone else actually reputable does a benchmark of these cards and shows what the real-world performance is like. Because I've done this rant before, we're going to do it again. I absolutely fucking hate the state of modern video games and rendering bullshit, fake frames, frame generation nonsense. I honestly think that, like, DLSS, FSR, things like that, initially, when their goal was raising up the performance on lower-end cards, that was a reasonable goal to have. The problem is now, the entire games industry and the entirety of optimization of video games is based around DLSS, based around FSR, based around XESS. Is that Intel's solution? XESS. Yes, XESS. So it's based around all of these tech, and we're making these, like, basically every game is being treated like Crysis, where it's made so it cannot run on modern hardware. The difference, though, is Crysis couldn't run on modern hardware because Crysis looked insanely good for the hardware at the time. Modern games are just fucking horribly optimized, and in a lot of cases don't look that much better than games we had like 5-6 years ago. But they run so much worse because there is no effort being put into optimizing these games, because you can just bullshit frames using DLSS, using FSR, using XCSS, and all of this other tech that's built around it. So you can go from, like, this is the other problem, right? If you're going from 28, or in like the case of the previous card, 20 FPS to 100 to 242, you are going to have massive input lag. This is going to be disgusting to play. But then you build up tech around it so you can, like, fake input into, like, the fake frames, so you can, like, you can guess what the next input's gonna be, and, like, it's just bullshit on top of bullshit on top of bullshit to, like, just effectively recreate what we already had with rastered graphics, but making it just worse to play, look worse, and I really hate the direction things are going. This is such a shit direction for the industry, and maybe in like 5-10 years, it's gonna be fine, right? Maybe. I'm not one of those people who are gonna say, oh, tech is bad today, tech is always gonna be bad. But I seriously have my doubts that this is ever gonna become good and better than just natively rendering at a sensible fucking resolution, not having 100,000 polygons for a toothbrush, not having 8K grass where no one's gonna see it, not having 16K crowds in a fucking racing game, just making games based around the performance that you currently have. The thing is, this is not gonna change because it's in the consoles now. We got away with this and not having to deal with it for a while because it was a PC thing. And game devs aren't going to, like, optimize their game around something that's only in PC. But now that it's in consoles, now it's here. And if you get rid of it, all of a sudden the next generation console just isn't going to have that much extra performance, and things aren't going to run better. Now that, like, 120 FPS has become a thing on consoles as well, like, you can't get rid of it. It is so ingrained unless you make such a giant leap in console performance. There is no way whatsoever this is going to be removed, going to be dealt with, and yeah, I'm not going to go into a rant on, like, UE5 destroying the game industry, because I don't think UE5 is the fault. This would have happened with any other game engine that where we're like built around this like AI bullshit. But yeah, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. Nothing's gonna change it now. Just play games that like actually are optimized. Don't buy AAA bullshit. Support AA game developers that actually want to make a good game, that want to try to like they're like proud in their work and want to optimize something. But you know, video games,